Revelation 2771, from the 11th and the 12th June 1943. Belief in God as the origin of creation. I am the origin of all things, and if you want to deny the origin, you do not recognize me as a creating power and consequently not as a powerful entity which can bring forth from itself what it wants. Then you will think of everything created as having come into being of its own accord without the influence of a power which has a will. And thus you don't believe in a shaper and sustainer of what is visible to you. Instead you regard nature as well as all creation as products which came into being by themselves and which are therefore not subject to a determining power, which are therefore not governed by a will. And this completely erroneous view makes you incapable of believing in a being which is in most intimate contact with that which it created through its own might and strength. For if you don't acknowledge the origin of creation, you will not seek contact with the Creator either. Thus you will neither love nor fear Him and never work on yourselves in order to come closer to Him. With faith you also lack love and therefore also truth. For you do not call upon the Creator of heaven and earth, who alone can impart to you everything you lack. Without faith in me you will not come closer to the truth, and to believe in me means to acknowledge me as Creator of heaven and earth, to regard yourselves as my products which are inseparable from me, even if they seemingly stand isolated in creation. I am from eternity to eternity, and everything that is from me is imperishable, thus equally eternal in its original substance. The visible form, however, does not exist eternally. It is transient, even if endless times pass before everything visible has spiritualized itself. This visible form is certainly transient for the human eye as soon as the spiritual escapes from it in order to revive a new form for the purpose of further development. If you acknowledge me as the origin of all things, then you will also know that all strength which originated from me has to flow back to me, that the apparent transience of creation is therefore the reclamation process of the created being which did not want to acknowledge me as Creator and Sustainer, which therefore isolated itself and tried to break off its connection with me. Anyone who acknowledges me also seeks to remain connected to me. He believes in me and becomes knowledgeable through faith. He knows that creation, the visible, is only a means to an end, but that it will not last forever because it is only the cover of the immature spiritual which is to reach maturity. But anyone who is not in touch with infinity, who recognizes creation but not its originator, will never be able to fathom the origin and goal of creation. He thinks he knows and is blind in spirit. And his thinking is erroneous. He lacks faith in me as Creator and Sustainer of all things, and without this faith he cannot unite with me and therefore cannot merge with me as the elementary power either, which is the ultimate goal of everything visible to you. Amen.